The FA Cup final, Manchester City's chance to solidify a double, or Chelsea's chance to rectify what's been a pretty poor second half of the season and secure Europe. We won't talk about what Europe, but it is Europe. Look, two teams have secured Europe over City in the last 2 years doing the same exact thing. Two different competitions because of some rules, but yeah, this has been not City's tournament over the last few years, but it's a chance to rectify that in a season that could potentially see them getting a treble. Like, as weird as it's been, Mila, the City has been just kind of this topsy-turvy thing where you guys just haven't lost for a long time, but it kind of feels like there's been a somewhat negative mood over the last few weeks, or last week, sorry, not few weeks, but last week. And today, you guys played Crystal Palace. Pep rotated. You guys won 3-0. And like your title says, that midweek success is going to cause Pep a headache. And if there's anything that Pep likes to do in a game like this is overthink it. It's the one thing that Shadman talked about. It's the one thing I'm assuming Grant and his very good outfit is going to potentially talk about. So Mila, let's start us off with something about Pep Guardiola potentially giving or having a headache here.
Foden.
Oh, it's just Foden.
That's not just Foden, but I think that causes the biggest headache because he loves him. We all love him, and he looks really good in the last 110 minutes of football that he's played. Is that enough to let him play in a final? I don't think so. But if you keep in mind the fact that Cherki's looked not too engaged at times, or at least for a full 90 in the past couple of games, I think that's where the biggest headache's going to come in because Foden was really good today. And he did play in a deeper position in 8, but I don't think we can afford to play such a midfield of Foden and Cherki in a final like this. So in my eyes, one of them is going to have to get sacrificed for that starting position. For a final, I think I want it to be Foden playing. Cherki's been very good this season, and a lot of that has also been off the bench. He can impact the game with very little time. Someone like Foden, I think the confidence needs to continue building, so starting in a final is a great way to do that for him. And especially this last performance, he looks confident, joyful again when he's playing, demanding the ball. It seems that he's picked up the responsibility again. A lot of the stuff that we say that is affecting his career, it looks like he's trying to flip the script and get it back on track. So I think an FA Cup final is a perfect way to do that, especially after one ridiculous assist. And then the second, people might call it an accidental assist. I don't care because right before that happened, I texted you guys that he was demanding the balls from our defensive players, our center backs, and they weren't really playing it. And then he calls for it one more time, and Guardiola playing at the left back puts in a perfect dink ball for him to set up Marmoush. So I think his impact it did not go unnoticed today. He ran the game almost single-handedly in the midfield because I think a lot of our numbers were pushing forward and Bernardo Silva would drop deep into the center backs. So it basically was just him at times in the midfield, and he did well. So I think for me, that's the hardest headache that Pep's going to have is Cherki or Foden, but in a good way, it's not a bad headache to have. I feel like either way you go will be okay, but it's a different game plan.
I wonder if he goes both.
Scary, but I don't think he will.
I mean, look, he rotated in a Premier League game where you guys had to win, and the only guy that wasn't rotated was Semenyo. I find that interesting. Like, if maybe it's just because Doku is Doku and you don't want to see him get hurt, but I mean, like Haaland not being able to play, like unless he's nursing something, right?
They don't want him to play. They want him
the back line play. I mean, that's their starting back line too.
Yeah,
or O'Reilly. So
I just
O'Reilly got a much needed break. Yeah,
the front three that Semenyo was the only one that He looked good. This is the worst part.
It's because his versatility.
Right.
I think after last game, the Marmoush goal in the game before this, we talked a bit about how he looks more effective as that 10 role, basically the shadow striker. And I think everyone knew this. Well, he's better playing off of someone. So I think that was what the goal of that today was. We didn't want to play Marmoush as a lone striker, but sitting off of the 9, who was Semenyo today. That's why we saw Aït-Nouri at left wing and Savio, who had a really good game on the right side, which is another conversation to be had. That performance was pretty fucking good today.
To get him a start in this final? Or just him being a decent player?
Maybe a start. To your point, that Semenyo didn't get benched. But then
he pulled up with cramp.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point.
He hasn't played many minutes.
I think the whole point of the Doku-Semenyo pairing is just to have that variation on either side, and then the Doku-Savinho one's redundant, especially when Doku in the form that he's in. If you have both of them out there, you're just naturally going to end up funneling attacks that way throughout the game, I think. I don't. You never know. But yeah, I also think a big question, because I do think you made a good point that Cherki can come off the bench and immediately get his game going. And then Foden today, even before he really got involved, because again, like early on in that game, like the middle is just getting crowded out and they can't do anything. A lot of the time I'm like watching him and he's looking for an option. He's like, please pass to my, like, please just ball to the feet. Like he's asking for the ball in very tight spots. So like you said, the confidence does seem to be growing there. Interesting conversation to be had, especially as you guys play in the Prem a few days later. So I think you played the finals the 16th, you played Bournemouth the 19th. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would not be shocked if Foden starts and then Cherki off the bench.
That's actually a good shout for that as well, just because of how congested it is. It's so weird.
The DM, what about the DM? Is Rodri going to be fit?
O'Reilly. If Rodri's fit, it'll be Rodri, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And then if O'Reilly's fit and Rodri's fit, then I would hope it'd be Rodri, O'Reilly, and then Foden in front of them. I think that's a good mix of physicality,
and then Guardiola left back?
Creativity. Yeah. If he's fit, then he needs to play because
wherever. If he's center back, he's left back.
Guardiola at left back.
The midfield.
O'Reilly, Rodri, Foden.
So Bernardo gets dropped?
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
I was like, wait a minute. I think we're forgetting someone. He's definitely playing.
Yeah, no, he's totally starting.
But Rodri didn't get any minutes in this game, and he's been out, so he probably
was he on the bench for this one?
But to be honest,
I know Nico was not.
Nico G was not involved in the squad whatsoever.
Nico O'Reilly was on the bench too.
Nico O'Reilly was on the bench?
That's a question. I honestly don't know.
I don't think so.
I think he got a break.
Just a rest.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be Nico, Bernardo, Foden.
There's a weird thing because City have played with 2 squads throughout this entire tournament, like through the FA Cup and the Prem. It's been like this chop and change 2 different lineups. And so like certain players get to continue to play because of that. And he then benched the Prem lineup for the Prem game and played the FA Cup lineup for the Prem game to a certain extent. And then you got Guardiola back.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Guardiola coming back, he's an undroppable player, in my opinion.
Does Guardiola start another game straight away and play another large amount of minutes, or do you save him for the?
Yeah, I think they put him on an hour. He said, reports say he's feeling good, so I think he can get the full 90 at the weekend as long as the medical staff says he can. And then that leaves the question of where do you put the undroppable O'Reilly? So I think he has to play. So if that's the notion, and Rodri's not fit, then it'll probably be O'Reilly, Bernardo, and Foden.
That makes sense.
And then I think the rest of the team makes itself.
Yeah, agreed. The midfield is the big will be the talking point whenever that lineup comes out.
Yes, and then that's about it.
Yeah, because if Gvardiol's fit and you just play him in left back again, and if Rodri's not available, it'll be interesting to see kind of where the health status goes from there.
It really the head it comes is if Rodri is fit, because do you play him after not playing for the past couple of weeks? Do you take a Bernardo out the squad? Do you take a Nico O'Reilly out the squad?
Right.
Maybe he doesn't play Gavardio, but I think that's just foolish because he offers so much going forward and also is an elite center back. Defensively, he's just very good. So,
like you said, this
headaches.
this game created a bunch for Pep, and there's not many teams in world football where you have that headache or that luxury is really what it is to constantly have this influx of talent. Like Marmoush has scored in his last 2 games. He's played in all the FA Cup games. He's getting benched. That's tough for him, but that's City in a nutshell every single year. You know what team usually isn't like that or hasn't been like that this season? The guy in the suits team. But Grant, you look like a manager right now. You look more professional than most of your managers have looked this season. So let's try to answer the question: how do Chelsea beat City in this FA Cup final?
We need all of our best players on the pitch, and we need them to, at minimum, put an 8 out of 10 performance in. I think that's what needs to happen. A lot of us anticipated City playing a weaker team for this final. That's not happening. So, yeah, you need. Sounds crazy. Levi Colwill, he needs to play. He needs to start. And then I think he just also came back and had a cameo. So maybe it is asking a bit much, but I think Reece James probably gets deployed in the middle next to Caicedo.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it is Lavia, and then you put Reece at right back, or Reece comes off the bench, but I think it has to be Reece and Caicedo, and then Enzo at the 10. Palmer hasn't been great, but we're out of attackers, so I think he's going to play off the right. Neto and Garnacho are fitness questions. I assume Pedro Neto starts on the left. So probably going to be the 3-2-5 with the right back holding the width being Gusto. I still think it's just really harsh to drop Hato. I honestly would prefer Cucurella to get dropped. He's been playing almost every game. Maybe he plays left wing like he just did. Also helps us defensively. But yeah, that's only if we don't have any fit wingers. So there's a world where they both play. But if it came down to one of the two, I would probably prefer Hato at this point. Cucurella also just on very tired legs, I'm assuming, to go along with the dip in form. So given the way he plays, if he doesn't have his legs under him, could be a very long day. With Semenyo just running at him. So yeah, again, Colwill starts. Probably going to be Fofana next to him. Again, these guys have to be at their A game. Joao Pedro, Mr. No big games. What do you have for my friend here? You know, you gotta prove a point. Palmer, you gotta prove a point. I'm not talking about big games with him. I'm just saying all year, really. So these guys need to prove something. They need to play with that sort of motivation, which is crazy. Milo always says that should be the minimum, and I agree. But they need to play with some pride. They need to have some pride in themselves, the badge, and hopefully McFarland can rally the troops.
Yeah, you have to treat it like it's the most important game of the year, which
It is.
Look, I think it's different than the way that City have approached the FA Cups in the last 2, where maybe it was a bit of a hangover or it just was like a bad season kind of rolled up into one, where like the mentality is just different. And the way that Pep treated the midweek makes me so confused because he just has never treated the FA Cup like this. So there's like this heightened importance from City. So like you're saying, from a Chelsea perspective, you almost have to be 9 out of 10s to really get a result here. It's got to be kind of similar to that first game under McFarland, where it's a tough final.
You didn't want it.
Right, but like it's got to be similar where you just are super defensive. You soak in a lot of pressure. You hit them on the counter, and you have to be ruthless with the limited chances that you get.
Who did we play in that game?
Isn't it crazy? They said the same shit to Maresca before PSG, and like, oh, you're gonna have to soak up pressure. He said, "Who said that?" And now look where we are. That's a fucking disgrace. So you thought we would record without me getting mad at our owners? Wrong. But
well, you're
that's the position we're in now. I agree. That's where we are now. I don't think we're gonna want to do that, but yeah, for large portions of the game, the shape's gonna have to be strong. They're gonna have to work really hard, and when the break presents itself, we need to be up for it. We need to be clinical. We need to take our chances. So I think there will be chances. We saw that in the first half of the Palace game. I think at one point it was like 68 touches in the final third for City, 3 for Palace, and every time Palace were in the final third, it was a legitimate chance. I mean, like the first minute.
Offside.
I know, but the point being, if you're on your A game, there are opportunities to be had. So you need to take advantage of those. And the defenders, again, it gives me much more confidence if Levi Colwill's playing. The defenders need to be on their fucking A games. And if it weren't for him being in the lineup, and he might not be in the lineup, who knows? There's zero chance.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I don't know if you're in the same thought process here, Mila, but it feels like if there was ever a game for Cole Palmer to show up, it'd be this one.
Loves a final. We'll see.
A final, it's against City. Like, if there was ever a time for him to prove, like, I am that guy, I've been that guy. After an awful season, I can still be that guy. This would be the game to do it. I don't know if he's capable at this point. His form's been pretty out of whack, but
yeah, I was gonna say who's gonna win the penalty, but he missed his last penalty. Like it's dark right now, and like I said a few weeks ago, the expectations are on the floor right now. So as much as what you're saying is spot on, I still don't expect anything at this point. Again, João Pedro, Caicedo, Thunder Bastard, perhaps, but we'll see. Enzo loves a goal too. Enzo loves popping up and getting a goal in an important game, so need a big performance from him as well.
It seems dark, but this has been the same conversation for the last 2 FA Cup finals. Like, City are the better team. The other team is going to have to come in here and
they weren't the final way.
No, but this, like, still, like, this is the conversation we have at every FA Cup final that City plays in. They are the better team. You have to play this final as if they are the better team. You have to respect them, but then you have to be ruthless with the limited chances you're going to get, because City will probably hold the ball.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, we're going to push high up the pitch. It's going to basically be how long can they prevent? Because there will be openings, I think, as the higher we push up the pitch. And I don't think anyone wants to take this to penalties. But I will say, if there was ever a year to take it to penalties, now that Ederson is gone, that was the year.
Yeah, our recent history with penalties at that ground, no thank you.
It's tough. But even in this Crystal Palace game today, like, City they leave a lot of space, like you're saying, behind. And the only thing that I'll say with that is, with the current lineup that we're putting out for Chelsea, they have zero in behind threat.
I even if they did, like, I'm not too fussed about it.
Yeah, what's Neto going to do? Run it out of bounds?
Kusanov makes up. Even if you look at Nunes, look at Mateus Nunes. He had a sprint back today that was ridiculous.
No, but just like the opposite. That's usually how teams are gonna go.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I just don't. Their option.
Not worried about it.
Exactly, I'm not worried about it whatsoever.
I understand. He knows who's in that attack.
No. Look, we watched this game in person at the bridge. Like, even when you tried to go long, it was Sanchez yelling at Neto yelling at Sanchez for doing the thing that he probably should have done. Like, there's not a lot of avenues.
I think just watch the left side. At Chelsea, you're going to have to shut down the left side, especially if Gvardiol starts at left back, because that will be Gvardiol, O'Reilly, and Doku running down one side. And they already couldn't handle O'Reilly and Doku. Now we're adding Gvardiol, who can play make like a motherfucker. So I think it's going to be very, very grim for whoever plays right back.
Reece James wasn't there, brother.
Reece James, you just said he's going to play the 6.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gusto, that's free eats, dude.
Yeah.
Get Ashton what am I saying?
To me,
get Josh out there.
Play at the right back on this game.
Get Josh out there.
Yeah, that would be better. But that could also destroy his career.
It could, but Gusto out there versus Doku, that would destroy my eyes.
Get Josh out there. You know what? You haven't played all season, kid.
Yeah,
FA final against City.
That's what he did this start against PSG.
I know.
That's right back.
I know. It's ludicrous. That's what Chelsea have done all season. Is a bunch of ludicrous stuff.
Will he be on the bench?
No, probably not.
Sake.
I don't know. It's grim. Before we get into our combined 11s, let's do our predictions for this game.
1-0 Chelsea.
Nice. Who's your man of the match?
Levi.
Nice. Yeah, that seems fair.
That's the only way.
I'm gonna go another 3-0. That would make it 4 games, scoring 3 in a row, but fuck it.
Can.
Yeah, Foden, man of the match. I think he's gonna play again. He knows what it means, and he knows what this trophy means in this type of season.
I'll go 3-1 City. I will be rooting for Chelsea as a rival fan, but I want the Predicky or the Super Predicky. I need that. So I'm using my brain here. And I think that Haaland is going to be my man of the match.
Well, he's got a great record in finals, so
yeah. Look, I'm just trying to get my Super Predicky off here. All right, let's do these combined 11. Right. Him and Henry. All right, let's get into this. So I put together some combined 11s, right? So it's going to be a this or that. I tried to do it based off of what we kind of talked about in the episode. So if they seem a little weird, who gives a shit?
That's our fault.
We're weird.
Yeah. So Grant, this or that combined 11 for Chelsea versus Manchester City in the FA Cup final, starting in net, Trafford or Sanchez?
Sorry, Bob. Trafford. I really rate Trafford. Bob dip in form as well. So, yeah.
Right back, Nunez or Gusto?
Nunez.
Right center back, Kusanov or Fofana?
Next.
Left center back, Gahey or Colwell?
Who graduated from Cobham? Actually, they both did. Who stayed? Levi.
Left back, I have Nico O'Reilly or Hato.
Yeah, you got to give that to O'Reilly. Hato's been very good, but I mean, O'Reilly's been playing most of the season at a very high level.
In the DM, I'm doing this because I'm clickbaity, but Rodri or Caicedo?
Caicedo.
All right. In the 8, Bernardo or Reece James? I
gotta give it to Reece James. Yeah.
The 10, Cherky or Enzo?
Cherky.
Right wing, Semenyo or Palmer?
Cole. Don't make me look silly here, son.
Left wing, Doku or Kukurea?
Oh my goodness, coughing baby hydrogen bomb. Yeah, Doku.
And then in the 9, Mr. Haaland or Mr. João Pedro?
Oh, I can really have some fun. No, Haaland's best striker, one of the best strikers in the world.
And that's your combined 11. Trafford, Nunez, Kusanov, Colwell, Nico, Caicedo, Reece, Cherky, Palmer, Doku, and Haaland.
Okay,
right,
4. Cool.
It's going to be the same guys. So your combined 11 for Manchester City versus Chelsea in the FA Cup final, starting in net, Trafford or Sanchez?
Trafford.
Right back. Right center back, Kusanov or Fofana?
Kusanov.
Left center back, Gahey or Colwell?
Gahey.
Left back, Nico. What was that?
I said I forgive.
I forgive. Nico O'Reilly or Hato at left back?
It's got to be O'Reilly.
Rodri or Caicedo in the 6?
Rodri.
In the 8, Bernardo Silva or Reece James?
Not for the 8 position, but I'll pick Reece James for this one. So it's not just the City 11.
In the 10, Cherky or Enzo?
Taking Cherky.
Right winger, Semenyo or Palmer?
I'm taking Semenyo.
Left wing, Doku or Kukurea?
Doku? Fucking hate Kukurea. You just put him higher up the pitch.
It's probably what's going to happen.
And then in the 9, Haaland or João Pedro?
Haaland. I think
So-
that one
Doku's
was the
also
easy.
there
You
anyways.
shouldn't have even asked that one.
Look,
Yeah, Doku's there anyways, and then
Chelsea-
O'Reilly.
Yao
I mean, the
Pedro
way
was
he's
the
played.
answer every time.
Chelsea made this very difficult because of the way that they played their last game against Liverpool, where I had to put Cucurella at left wing. And they
Wait,
I
don't
mean,
have
it didn't matter. Doku
Is
was going
Sanchez
on the
fit,
left.
though? Sanchez fit?
Which one? Robert?
Yes, Robert.
Oh
No,
shit!
Davinson.
I didn't even think about that.
I think it's Jorgensen. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wait, no, he had a concussion, but it's been.
I don't
way
even
over
think he had a
10 days,
concussion. He
right?
just got stitches, bro. You've seen that Domer? He's good.
That's fair.
Oh
So-
yeah, dude. If it's Jorgensen, it doesn't matter who else plays. If it does not
I
fucking matter,
know.
I can assure you, Haaland gets his first goal in a final by taking it off that asshole's feet. It's written in the stars if he starts, but
It is.
it's marginal stuff here.
Well, that's our FA Cup preview. A lot of optimism from one side, some stuff,
Some
from the other
content.
side. Yeah,
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the C.O.C network, you should do that now. We just passed 500 subscribers. We'll save that for our podcast. So thank you guys for that. And if you're not subscribed, do that now so that we can get to 1,000.
Wait.
Wait.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't find the.
You can't find
Sound.
the sound.
No, the link tree.
Oh, I got it.
There it
I
is.
got it. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. You can do it there. You can follow us on social medias and all that stuff. All right. Well, from a very well-dressed Garnt and a very city-dressed Mila and a very confused England Angels fan, I'm Dylan. We have been the C.O.C network, and this is our FA Cup preview. We will see you guys in the next one.